It's Aaron. Not Houday Davis. It's just Aaron. Listen, as much as I want to talk about Saints content, that's probably what you're most likely here for anyway, but today is going to be a little different. This topic is going to be uncomfortable. This topic is going to have a lot of swearing. This topic is going to make a lot of people, or at least a few of you guys, kind of question if you really want to continue on this channel, because I'm going to start doing these things more often. So if you're one of those people, all power to you. I completely understand. You want to talk about football, you want to get away from serious issues. I was like that at one point myself. I completely understand. I won't hold it against you. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop, because this topic right here, this needs to be said. And I will not stand by while I have a platform to do so. I don't care if I'm small time or big time. I'm using my platform to speak out against this issue because it's heartbreaking and it's serious. I'm not sure when it's going to stop, but it needs to stop soon. Excuse me. So if you see a little red in my eyes, it's because I was just finishing up, just crying not too long ago after I heard the news. For those of you who don't yet know what's going on, Texas has just experienced a mass shooting. It's one of many that have happened over the country in the last 2 to 3 months. You've heard about the one in Buffalo. You may not have heard about the one that happened in Milwaukee just preceding that. Downtown Milwaukee, close to the Milwaukee Bucks Stadium in their entertainment district. And now we get today. According to reports, a school has just been lit up by a mass shooter. 14 children, one teacher has been reportedly killed by this mass shooter. Now, it's been said that the suspect in question has been shot and killed. Others are saying otherwise. We won't know that information yet until later on, I'm sure. But the fact of the matter is, several families has just tucked in their kids for the last time last night. And my heart breaks for them, guys. My heart literally is aching for those families. This hits close to home because I may not have kids, but I want kids one day. I would love to have kids of my own little mini-me's. You know, growing up, getting to experience the world, running around, having dreams, aspirations, stuff they want to achieve. I have nieces and nephews. My oldest niece is in college. She experienced a mass shooting of her own, but she is okay. Over in Georgia last year. Luckily, she was one of the many that got out. When does it end? When? It has to end today. I don't care what that guy's reason was, but do not come in here and tell me that the reason was due to mental illness. If you are the type that comes in here and tells me to my face that this is due to a mental illness, or if you are numb to the issues of mass shooting, or if you're the type that says this has been going on since the 1800s, because I literally just ran across a tweet that says this very thing from a Bucks fan, but we're not getting into the football aspect. From a person on Twitter, he tweets, I don't see one. School shootings have happened since the 1800s. It's nothing new. What kind of shit is that? What kind of bullshit reason could you possibly have to tweet something so insensitive in this moment? This shouldn't be happening at all. Kids should not be taken away from their families at such a young age. I don't care if you're mentally deranged or not. You deserve the death penalty for that. These families, these communities, they'll never be the same again because of what's happened here in Texas. That school will never be the same. Those kids survived. Those kids that had to walk over bodies just to get outside and get safe, they're most likely going to be scarred. They're going to remember that day for the rest of their fucking life. And you have the balls to sit there on social media behind your keyboard, behind your fucking virtual screen and say, this is nothing new. Going on since 1800s. It may very well happen, for all I know. But you have the balls to sit there and tweet something so fucking insensitive. Kids have been taken away from us. People have lost their sons, their daughters. Kids are missing their siblings, nieces, nephews, gone. When does it fucking stop, guys? If you are a guy that is all for the Second Amendment, if you are for pro-life, no comment. Because while I understand the Second Amendment, that doesn't mean that something can't be done. I don't care how it gets done. It needs to get done. Results need to happen. We've seen nothing but mass shootings throughout the country all year. This is just the cream of the crop, at least for the moment. Because there's going to be more, I'm sure. Meanwhile, politicians are more worried about filling their pockets or lining what's going on with other nations. Joe Biden is sending hundreds of millions of dollars to Ukraine. And while I understand what Ukraine is going through because of what's going on in Russia, I have yet to see anything from Joe Biden on addressing what's going on in his own backyard. While you're signing bills to send millions and millions of dollars across the seas to help another nation, innocent lives are being taken in your own front yard, your own backyard. What are you doing to help them? What are you doing to address this serious issue? Because at the rate this is going, tens of thousands of innocent people are going to be taken away from their families by the end of this year. Senators, what are y'all doing? Congress, what are y'all doing? While you're sitting in your chairs and your positions of power, sitting there worried about, trying to make someone else the guilty, trying to make someone else the guilty party, the right, the left, I don't give a damn which side you're on. If you are in a position of power, if you have the ability to impose change in our societies to protect these kids, and you're not doing that, you are a problem. Republican, Democrat, left wing, right wing, I don't give a damn. What about just common human decency? What about just coming together as a fucking human race and protecting the fucking innocent and protecting the future of this country that you so claim that you love? No parent should get a call. No parent should have to go through what these people in Texas just went through. Kids should grow up to bury their parents. Parents should not be burying their fucking kids. This order is messed up. This needs to be a wake-up call. Not just to the public leaders in Texas, but to Buffalo, to Wisconsin, to Mississippi, to Georgia, to California. Every 51 states that makes up this fucking country needs to get off their lazy asses and come together and impose change to protect kids. Kids should not be going to school every day of their lives scared that may be their last day. They may not walk out those doors. That should never happen. When I want kids, when I decide to have kids one day, I don't want to have that fear. My kids, my future grandkids, for that matter, they should not be going to school in fear. I should not have to worry for their fucking life. And neither should y'all if y'all have kids. I can send all the hopes, I can send all the prayers. But what good will it do if nothing gets done? Just sitting on my hands, sitting on my ass, hoping and praying for these families that have lost their fucking kids, lost their loved ones. That's not enough no more. I'm tired of just sitting here. I'm tired of just hoping. I'm tired of just praying. I want results. I want change. And this platform is going to be used to that end. No matter how small of an impact it may be, at least my voice is getting out there. At least some of my followers that are listening right now who feel the same way will spread this message. You governors are on notice. Do something. Or we, the people, are going to do something for you. Our kids should not be taken away from us and you not doing anything about it except lining your fucking pockets with money. Or trying to point blame to somebody else. If anything, all of you guys that are sitting there in positions of power to where we're not, we're sitting at home in our rundown neighborhoods, working 9 to 5s, barely making ends meet, barely keeping our kitchens filled with food, barely getting our rents paid, our mortgages paid, our card notes paid. You people that sit above us, you're there because we put you there. We put you there because through our votes. And if you fail to do your job, if you fail to do your freaking job, then we're going to get you up out of there. By hell or high water, we're going to get you out of there and put someone else in position that's going to impose the change that we want to see in our communities. There should be no babies, these innocent babies that have their lives ahead of them should be fearful of where they step foot in. Much less a place of education, a place of learning. Teachers should be more prepared. Teachers should be having a state of mind to where nothing is going to happen to their students. Principals should be I want to see more security in these schools. I don't care if you got a problem with police or whatever. These schools need protection. Everywhere. Especially in high populated areas. And you're going to come in here and say, oh, well, gun control is only going to hurt the people who are legally owning guns. It's not going to stop anybody that's going to possess it illegally. Shut up. Because you're what's part of the problem. Because you're going to come in here with an argument like that, then what is the solution then? You tell me, you tell us who are sitting here watching these kids die for no reason. You tell us what the solution is. If you're not going to offer any type of suggestion, then shut up. I don't want to talk to you. We don't want to talk to you. If you're not outraged by this, if you're not hurting from this, then you're the problem, whether it be your kids or not. Because what if you decide to have kids one day and this happens to you? The internet's forever. If you said to put out there 10 years ago, 20 years ago, to this day that it never happened, that it just won't stop. You're numb to it, or whatever the case may be. The internet's going to remember that. Tough nuts, buddy. I'm hurting for the kid. I'm not hurting for you. Because you decided to open your mouth and not do anything to help propose change. You turned the other way. You did nothing to help protect your kid. You did nothing to protect your grandkid. So why the fuck should I care about you and that pain you're going through? I would mourn for that child that lost his life. I would not give a damn about you. I need people to take a side right now. This is a time for you to speak your fucking mind. Either you're going to be on the side to help impose change and get these politicians, these people of authority off their asses and do something about it, or you can just stand to the side and act like, oh, everything's going to be fine eventually. Oh, this is just an everyday thing. It's no big deal. You can stay on that side, away from me, away from my family, away from my nieces and nephews, away from my siblings. And I hope you never have kids either. This nation has a problem, and you are doing nothing but contributing to said problem. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of opening up my social media, and the first thing I see is a mass shooting going on, people being killed. Mental illness or not, that's not an excuse. If it's mental illness, then that falls on the system. It falls on the system because they didn't do enough to keep these arms out of the hands of the mentally deranged. Sadly, won't be no change. Oh, I'll be damned. I will be damned. I will be damned, official young Nola. Change has to happen today. It has to start today. We should not be seeing kids being put in a casket. Kids should bury their parents. The parents shouldn't bury their kids. Kids should be going to school excited to learn something new. They shouldn't be worried that they won't be making it out of those doors, or they won't make it out of the lunchroom, or they won't make it out of the classroom to their next period. Something has to change. I won't endorse this type of I won't be endorsing this type of comment. This has been happening for decades. Well, it needs to stop. I don't care. I do not care. This has been happening for decades. Well, see, this is what I'm talking about. It's this type of energy right here. Official young Nola. I respect you, dog. I love you. I have always been appreciative of you riding here with us. But I can't agree with this. While in a factual sense, yes, it has been going on for decades. Even before the time of social media, I will agree with that. But to sit here and say that, so we're just going to just let it continue to happen because it's been going on for decades. Social media is going to be as prevalent as it's ever going to be, if not more so in the coming years. In my opinion, there's no better time than now. There's no better time than right now to start speaking on these issues, where everything is being monitored, where everything's being recorded, where everything is under the eye of a virtual camera. The social media should be at the forefront of imposing change in our communities. Social media could be the very thing that helps us see the change that we want to see. Twitter being the main one. At some point, it has to end. And it has to start with us. It has to start with us. That's why I'm using my social media platforms to speak out against this bullshit. No matter how small of an impact I may have right now, it's still an impact nonetheless. I'm still going to be advocating for this. I'm still going to be advocating for change. Evening, man. What's going on? But I'm saying it's been happening for decades and there's no change. You damn right I'm hot. You damn right I'm hot, because when I heard about this, I immediately thought to my nieces and my nephews, my sisters. One of my nieces today, Lauren, she graduated from the 5th grade today. I got a video message from my sister earlier this morning that showed her walking across the stage to get her certification, and now she's moving on to the 6th grade. I felt so much fucking joy as an uncle just watching that video. And then when I heard about this, I thought about, what if that could have been her? What if that could have been Landon or Lakin or one of my nephews? What if that could have been Ray? What if that could have been Elijah or JoJo or Tajane, my oldest niece? This could have been them. This could have been any one of them. I don't want to have to get a text from my sister saying that one of them was shot and killed in a mass shooting. I don't want that. I would never come back from that. I would never be the same. I look at those kids like they're my own. I treat my nieces and nephews like they're my own sons and daughters. I am now fearful for them. And two of my nieces and two of my nephews aren't even in school yet. Lakin's not in school yet. Landon's just about starting school. What if this happens in one of their communities? They won't be as lucky to get out. And then what happens? I'm going to have to go sit in front of their caskets at a funeral somewhere, watching as that casket lowers 6 feet underground, and watch you go with them. And if that's how I'm going to feel, imagine how my sisters are going to feel to lose one of their 3 kids. My oldest watching one of her two sons, or her daughter and either her daughter or 2 sons getting buried. Or my second oldest watching her 3 daughters get buried. We should not be worried to feel like that. That's the problem. It's scary to think that could have been me. Exactly. That's exactly my point. But say, bro, put me on game. Who actually shot out to school? Who actually shot out to school though, and for what? That information hasn't been disclosed yet. We're still waiting for that. I will come back live. I will come back on live next time with more information as it's unveiled to us. But I'm searching for any article that would give me a name or a reason, even though I technically do not care for said reason. There is no reason, mentally ill or not, for you to go into a school full of innocent kids that have done you no wrong and take them away from their families. They take them away from their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their nieces, their nephews. There's no reason for that whatsoever. Unless you just didn't have a reason, you said, fuck it. Politicians, you're being put on notice. In the case of me being in Mississippi, Tate Reeves, I'm looking at you. Tate Reeves, I am especially looking at you. Let me find out a school shooting happened somewhere in my neighborhood. Let me find out a school shooting happened anywhere in Mississippi. I'm going to start with you. If you don't do something to help prevent the potential of a mass shooting in one of our schools, I'm going to be at the forefront and make sure you're out of office. I need you to look at this situation and be proactive, not reactive. I need you to get on the ball right now. Right the fuck now. And get our schools beefed up with security and make sure this doesn't happen. I've yet to hear anything regarding a mass shooting in Mississippi so far. But I've also heard nothing about you getting these schools ready in case of something like this goes down. You better be acting, Tate Reeves. You better be acting now. So I promise you, I'm going to be at your front office with a protest. The time for sitting here doing nothing is over. The time to just wait and see what happens is over. Either you're going to facilitate the change, or we, the people, are going to start demanding and imposing the change ourselves. I may not be a parent, but I'm hot. I'm angry. And if I'm angry, imagine how these parents are going to feel once they're finished grieving, once they finish burying their kids, putting their ashes in an urn. If you care as much as you say you do for these people that you supposedly are sworn under oath to serve, then you need to do something. Texas, this is your chance now. This is your time for you to show the rest of the nation how to stop mass shootings in our schools. My prayers are with everybody in the Texas community that has lost a kid today. You just buried your kid. You just put your kid to sleep for the last time last night, and I'm so sorry. You should not have gone through that. You deserve better than that. Your kid should not have been taken away from you. We here at B&G Breakdown are grieving with you. Buffalo, same to you. Milwaukee, same to you. California, same to you. Florida, same to you. Georgia, same to you. Texas, this is your chance. The whole nation is going to be watching to see what you do next. I'm going to be watching closely to see what they do next. I need those leaders to lead the way, to start imposing changes. We need better, stricter gun control. Do I say ban guns? No, that's not going to help. But more gun control to make it harder for these crazies to get their hands on a firearm. I am all for that. And if you know somebody that looks like they're not right in the mind, you better call somebody. Call a mental hospital, call somebody. Because if this ends up being another report as another mentally deranged person, then I'm going to lose my shit. I have plenty going on up here. Every day. Every single day. But not once have I gone out to try to find a firearm. They go to some random school and shoot it up. I would never use my mental issues as a reason or a crutch to take away from another family, to take away someone's kid. And if you feel like you're mentally breaking, go seek help. This is a message to every single person who is dealing with some type of mental illness. This is your chance right now. If you are dealing with something that you know you cannot handle, go seek help right now. Well, what about the cost? Don't worry about the cost. Because you getting yourself treated, you checking yourself into a mental hospital, you making sure you get the help that you need can not only just save your life, but can save hundreds, if not thousands of others in your community, in your state. You can send a message in your own right. You could be the one to facilitate change in your own way by showing people around you that just because I'm mentally ill, just because I'm not right in the head, doesn't mean that I can't do something about it. This is your chance too. Don't worry about paying for anything. We can worry about that after. Everybody's dealing with something. Speak up. Go to a loved one. Vent. Find a hobby. Do something. Show the people around you that just because you're mentally unstable doesn't mean that people around you should fear that you're going to take away their kid or take away their loved one. Because that's a powerful message, no matter how small you think it is. Be the change that you want to see happen in your community. Be that change. Because I promise you, people are watching. People are listening. People are going to want to mirror those actions. It is not too late. It's not. Me, for example, I have ADHD, social anxiety, general anxiety. I struggle with depression. I have autism, Asperger's to be specific. Every day I step out this house. Every single time I step out this house to go, even so much as get groceries from the neighborhood Walmart, I act like everything's just so closed in around me. How do I get through it? I take a moment. I sit in my car. I take a breath. I listen to some of my favorite music before going into a public place. I go to my zone of comfort, my inner place of Zen, my inner sanctuary, my peace. Whatever I got to do in that car to get myself right up here to make it through going into a grocery store to get food for me and my grandmother, I do it. Not just for my sake, but for her sake. But for the people in that store who are walking around with kids, or walking around with their brothers, their sisters, their cousins, their close friends, their girlfriends, their wives, their husbands. They deserve to walk out of there knowing that, hey, this is a great day of shopping. Can't wait to go home and cook this up. Your mental issues are not an excuse to take away from somebody else. Be better. Be fucking better. Because coming from me, I don't give a shit what you're going through. Well, I do, but I don't. I'm sorry that you're going through something, but I don't care what happens to you if you take away from somebody else. That's done you no wrong. That's done you no harm. Life is hard. It sucks. We all know this. But we get through it anyway. Because that's just who we are as human beings. Stop using your life's issues as a crutch, as a means to put a bullet in someone's head. No one's going to feel sorry for you. No one's going to feel pity for you after you take someone else's life. You can worry about all of that with the man upstairs. Because no one down here is going to care. No, you can please your case all you want. No one's going to give a shit. You can go ahead and make your peace with God or Allah or whoever you pray to. This is done. This is done. So I am saying again, be a proactive person instead of a reactive person. Use this incident that happened in Texas, that happened in Buffalo, that happened in Milwaukee, that happened in California, Florida, Georgia, wherever, as a means right now to impose change in your community. No matter how small and insignificant you think it is. Like I said, someone's going to be watching. Someone is going to be listening. Someone's going to be paying attention to what you do. Your actions could potentially save someone's life. You just don't know about it. My actions could have very well just saved someone's life. Right? Just because we don't know about it doesn't mean it's not true. Please, if you have kids, do not let them out of your sight. Whether they're at school, whether they're in daycare, whether they're in college, whether they're at a job. I don't care how grown up they are. If you have kids, tell them every day that you love them. Kids, tell your parents every day that you love them. All this hate we got going on, this ain't gonna work. When people say life's too short for X problem or Y problem or Z problem, they're not lying. Because at any point in time, at any point in day, your life is gone. Just like that. Snap of a finger. Gone. And you don't know where you're going next. Please don't let whatever final moments you have end up being one of hate or of regret. Please, I'm begging you. And if you know someone that is just on the verge of having a mental breakdown, get them help. Don't care at what kind of expense you have to do it. Go get them help. Call police for them. Call an ambulance for them. Call a mental hospital for them. Or better yet, just be there for them. Just let them talk. Let them vent. Let them say whatever they got to say off their chest. Help your fellow man or woman or child for that matter. If a kid comes up to you and says that they're depressed, believe them. Don't be that person that says you're a kid. You're not supposed to be. You're not struggling with anything yet. Don't be that person. Give them a shoulder to lean on. Put them on your knee. Talk to them. Listen to them. Don't just hear what they have to say. Listen to them. And if it's serious, get them help from a therapist. These kids are smarter than you think. They know what's going on. They learn by your example. They learn by watching you. So show them that you're more than just their biological parent. Be their best friend. Be their counselor. Be their guiding light. Be the reason why they know what's right from wrong, what to do when situations are hard. And if you're a family that grows up with guns, properly, mind you, teach them properly when they're of age. A kid should not have to learn when they're 6, 7, 8 years old what a gun is. That's the last thing they need to be worried about. Those kids should be worrying about what toy you're going to buy them, what game you're going to buy them, what console you're going to buy them for Christmas, what you get them for their birthday, what kind of icing on their cake they're going to have. Kid stuff. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be what they'll be going through. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to you. So please use this time to really impose the type of change you want in your community, what you want for your future kids, if you don't have kids yet, what you want for your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews. Be the change. Be proactive. Don't be reactive, because by then it's too late. And then you're going to be sitting there no different than those families in Texas right now, those families in Buffalo right now, those families in Milwaukee right now, those families in Florida right now. All those shootings were preventable. All of them. And it starts with those politicians, but also we have to take some type of accountability ourselves. Because we as adults did not stop that. And our kids are paying the price. The kids are paying the price for our lack of effort. The kids are paying the price for our mistakes. And why? Why should they have to suffer? Why should they be living in fear? Why are they coming to you asking you, Mommy, is this going to be my last day at school? Mommy, am I going to be shot today? Mommy, I'm scared. I don't want to go to school. Why are they coming to you telling you that? They should not be doing that. I've said a lot in repetition, but like I said, it needed to be said. I'll hammer this nail as many times as it takes. Be the change. Be proactive. Because you never know what kind of life you're saving in that moment. That's all I have for right now. The next time I come live, it will be to talk about the OTAs, which will likely be Thursday, because the Saints media is going to be unveiling some pictures from OTAs in this stretch. They're supposed to have media access then. The video for my thoughts on who's going to make the team as an undrafted rookie is still being processed. I'm sorry if you came here expecting anything different. I'm sorry if this made you uncomfortable. I'm sorry if this made you unsubscribe from the channel. But this had to be said. I will not sit on my ass. I will not sit with my hands twiddling, with my fingers underneath my buttocks, sitting here, not advocating for anything. Something this serious. I will not do that. I have a platform. I'm going to use this platform to get my voice out there. Because I may be saving a life. I just don't know. The same thing for you. If you get a platform, no matter what, use it. Help me get this word out. Help me to impose change in these communities so our kids don't have to suffer in fear every single day of their lives. I hope to see you guys next time. Once again, I'm sorry to every member of the Texas community that lost a kid today. I'm sorry for the kids that may have lost a 60-year-old teacher today. I can only imagine the pain you must be going through. Do whatever you have to do. Mourn, reflect. Just don't take your life either. They would not want that for you. They loved you. Those kids loved you unconditionally. I'm so sorry to any kid that's watching this that is scared. You should not be going to school thinking, what time of day is a school shooter going to come in here and end my life? You should not be going through that. If you're a kid, go tell your parents right now that you love them. Give them a hug, something. And parents, if you're watching this with your kid, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you have to fear for your kid's life every single day they go to school. You deserve better than that. Your kids who watch my show deserve better than that. I am here to speak up on your behalf. I will do whatever I can to help impose change in my community, my small community here. If what I do here can help save a life, then that's more than enough for me. I can't save everyone, but I know I can at least help you. For more content coming forward, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the Facebook page, subscribe to my Twitter, my Instagram. And as always, we one big family here, man. No matter what race, skin color, ethnicity, if you are here watching this, we family. But I will do my best to help protect you in my own way. Believe that. Until next time, all I gotta say is